You're watching Amiens House. I'm Krista, and today we are going to walk through the garden. It's the end of October, and we'll see what the garden looks like. I was hoping to have this video done for you last week where we hadn't had any frost, but on Saturday we had our first frost. It was 2 weeks late, which has been fantastic for trying to get even more off the garden than I normally do. I've been canning like crazy. I have so many things in the cellar and it's so exciting. And stay tuned, and I will have a video coming up on what's in our cellar and a walkthrough of our cellar very shortly. But today we are going to check out the vegetable garden and see what it looks like for the 25th of October. So to start, the most exciting news is I finally got the strawberries in. We moved them from my mom's house. So we have 4 rows of strawberries and they've been tucked away for the winter with some straw. So you can see some of them just kind of poking up there. We moved so the chickens were in here, and we moved the coal frame down a little bit because of the mulberry tree. It was getting a lot of shade, and I turned it to see if it would do better this year going this way. All those leaves will come off for the winter, so we'll see of the tree. So we'll see how this goes. I have not planted it yet. That is something that is very late, so I probably won't get anything. If anything comes up, it'll be just up and then won't do anything till the spring because I am so late on that. The chickens cleaned up the asparagus, and underneath the mulberry I'm starting to gather leaves, and I'm going to mulch this all with leaves. We planted our horseradish, so that's in the middle there. I just put the horseradish around so I would remember where I was. And we planted our garlic, and it's half under straw right now. You can see some of it poking up because we had some really warm fall weather, which is not what we normally have, but you can see it coming up there. If I go down, maybe you can see better the row just along there. So we will get the straw on very shortly, and then we get into the garden. So all but the cabbages and the kale are left. I have a few more cabbages that I have to harvest. We have one fennel left in the garden, and then we have carrots coming. Really beautiful carrots are coming over here. I haven't harvested very many of these carrots. They're still kind of tucked in there, and the parsnips need to be harvested now that we've had frost. We have a few beets left back in here and a lot of wheat. And these carrots that were hiding underneath the celery are now just taking off. So we'll have to see how they do. The tomatoes were hit with frost, and so they're dying. It's time to just pull everything off of them and put everything away. That'll be a project coming up very soon. The peppers are in here. The pepper plants are dying. I should have tarped the peppers because there's still so many peppers. We will see how they do. These ones don't look too bad, though when I came over they were covered in ice, so I thought they would die, but they're not looking too bad. You can see that the plants are starting to die from where they were hit with the frost. So we'll see how those do. We might be just ripping and stripping everything off, but you can see I still have lots of peppers, lots of banana peppers and hot peppers. None of my bell peppers, or not none, a very few of them ever turned red. So my next year I'm going to plant a very early red variety and see how that goes. I did not come pick my peas before the frost, and so they are all damaged, but they are still flowering. So we'll see what they do. I should have picked, so you can see some flowers here that are fresh flowers. So we probably will still get some more peas. I need to pick off all the old ones that were hit by the frost. That was my bad. I was exhausted the day that we should have picked and I didn't. The beans are doing exactly what I want them to do. They're drying out. So what I will be doing is I will be taking these and I'll shelling them all, and then those will be our seed for next year. So the beans are just slowly dying and drying, which is what I want them to do. I have started mulching the beds. So these 2 beds have been mulched. The Roma tomatoes, again, were hit by the frost, but there's still tons of tomatoes in there. So we will see if I get any more and what I do with them. The eggplant will not do well with frost either, and as you can see, it's all wilting and dying. And the zinnia flowers, hit by frost, they look kind of cool, but they're all done. So now it's time to collect the seed from the zinnias. And then the rest of the beds, there's 4 beds there that have been mulched with leaves and grass, and these 2 beds at the end, we're trying the square foot gardening method with the garlic. So we will see how that goes. And again, they need to be covered with straw. So that's the vegetable garden at the end of October. It's been a really good year. I'm really happy with everything that's come off. I do hope to do one more video in this series so that you can see what the garden looks like in the middle of November, where everything's been put to bed and cleaned up. So stay tuned for that one. Until then, I hope you take some time to simply breathe, and I'll catch you on the next one.